Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Learning Math with Shelly. Before we start our today's topic, I request you all to kindly subscribe my channel to receive more math videos for free. You can always send requests for a math topic in the comment section. It really means a lot. Now let's dive into the video for today's topic. Now in today's topic, our main aim is to find out something special about these numbers which are given in the red color here. These numbers are 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81 and 100. To understand the special thing about these particular numbers, let's go to the next page. So here we have some numbers, like we have number 1 and we are giving its visual representation and then we are writing its factor pairs. So the first number we have is 1 and I am showing it with this one sign or one symbol, and there is only this one arrangement for number 1 and its factor pairs can be given as 1 equals 1 multiplied by 1. Then I take another number 2 and here I have two array representation using a symbol. I can represent 2 as in a row, one row of 2 symbols or 2 rows of one symbol. But these arrangements as a visual representation is different. But if I write a factor pair, I can write 1 by 2 for 2 or I can write 2 by 1, but they will be same thing. So we need to choose either one of them. Then we have number 3, and for number 3 again we have two representations. One is 1 by 3 or 3 by 1. Again the visual representations are different, but if I write as a factor term, factor pairs, 1 times 3 or 3 times 1, it is the same thing because it's a multiplication and we know that multiplication is commutative. Then we have number 4. In number 4 we have one representation as 1 by 4 or you can say 4 by 1. As a representation they will be different. And then second representation is 2 rows of 2 symbols in each. So that is 2 by 2. And the third representation is where I am representing it as 4 rows of one symbol in each. So basically we have these three representations. 1 by 4, actually we can say it 4 by 1 or 1 by 4. This is a one factor pair, and another factor pair is 2 by 2. Now we checked 4 numbers, and those numbers are 1, 2, 3 and 4. And what do I notice about these numbers? When I represent this number 1, I can represent 1 as 1 by 1. This is one of the factor pair. Here both in the factor pair representation both the numbers are same. So to represent 1 I can write it 1 times 1. When I am representing 2, the two factor pair, the numbers in the factor pair representation, they are distinct, they are different. It's 1 and 2. In the factor pair representation of 3, the numbers are again distinct, 1 and 3. And when I am representing this number 4, I can represent it as 1 by 4, distinct numbers, or another factor pair where the two numbers are same, 2 by 2. When we use these numbers like 1 by 1, if you see the first case, it is like 1 square. And if you use the number 4, it is like a square 2 by 2. So what I represent, when these numbers are represented here, and now we choose the two numbers 1 and 4. 1 is represented as 1 square and 4 is represented as 2 by 2 square. Now if we go back to our actual the chart, we have these two numbers here also, 1 and 4. These two numbers are called here squared numbers. Why squared numbers? Because when I am representing these numbers 1 and 4, their factor pair is represented for 1 as 1 times 1 and 4 as 2 by 2. So what is the quality of these factor pairs? That the given numbers can be represented by multiplying the same numbers 1 by 1. Then 4 can be represented as 2 by 2, and so on. If you are able to represent a number as a multiplication of two same numbers, we call them squared numbers. So after 4, if I try to represent 5, I can have a factor pair like 1 by 5 only, a factor pair as 1 by 5. If I have to represent 6, if I draw its factor pairs, it will be 1 times 6, it will be 2 times 3. None of these is a representation where I can have both the numbers same. So neither 5 nor 6 is considered as a squared number. Then I consider 7, and I know that 7 is a prime number, so it can represent only as one factor pair 1 by 7. So there is no chance of a squared number here. If I take 8, it has few representations: 1 times 8, 2 times 4. So there are two representations, but these two representations are not giving me a squared number, because for squared number the factor pair must have both the numbers same. Now I come to this number 9, and when I represent this number 9, I can represent it as 1 by 9. I can represent it like 3 multiplied by 3. So what I found here, the two numbers are same. So this is my third squared number, which is 9. Remember, this is not, we will not say 3 is a squared number, we will say 9 is a squared number, because 9 can be represented as a multiplication of two same numbers. It is going to give rise to a 3 by 3 square. So this is a 3 by 3 squared. So the squared numbers are those numbers which can be represented by multiplication of the two same numbers. So if we see here 1, it is 1 multiplied by 1. 4 is 2 multiplied by 2. 9 is 3 multiplied by 3. 16 is 4 multiplied by 4, and so on. So here all the numbers, squared numbers from 1 to 100 are given. 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, then 9 is a squared number, 16 is a squared number. So 25 is a squared number, 36 is a squared number, 49, 64, 81 and 100. Now how do we represent these squared numbers? So we will do the practice of writing these numbers. If I have to write 1 squared, so in the word form I will write it 1 squared, and mathematically I will be writing it as 1 square. This is called 1 square. This 2 will be written as a superscript to this 1, and its meaning is 1 multiplied by 1, and the answer is 1. This is my squared number. Then we have 2 squared. 2 squared will be written as 2 raised to the power of 2, we call it like that, and that is 2 multiplied by 2, and that is equal to 4. Make sure you take the two numbers same, this number same as multiplication. We can have 1 by 1 square, we can have 2 by 2 squared, we can have 3 by 3 square, and so on. Then we have to write 3 squared. When I write 3 squared in the mathematical form, number form, I can write it 3 squared. That means you have to multiply 3 by itself. 3 will be in 2 times in multiplication, which is 9. Then we have 4 squared. So 4 squared can be written as 4 squared, and that is equal to 4 power 2, which is 4 multiplied by 4. Mostly students, what mistake they do, when we write 4 square, they will consider it like 4 by 2, and which they will give it the answer as 8, which is wrong. Make sure 4 square, that means it is a 4 by 4 square. You have to think it like this. When I say 4 squared, that means it is a 4 by 4 square. 4 by 4 is 16, not 8. When I say 3 squared, it means it is 3 by 3 square, and 3 by 3 is 9, not 3 by 2 equals 6. So this way you can remember, because this is the most common mistake most of the students they make it in the beginning. Now we will do some practice questions. These practice questions will involve the notation, how to represent squared numbers, how to match them, how to find them. So the first question is, match the calculations to the correct arrays. These three representations are of arrays. 5 squared, that means 5 by 5. And 5 by 5 means 5 squares in the row wise and 5 column wise. So this is that representation, and it is 25, and this will match. 7 square means 7 by 7. So these are 7 squares. Here 7. So this is 7 by 7. And 2 square is 2 by 2. It is matching with this one. Next question is 4 squared. As I said, 4 squared means 4 by 4, not 4 by 2, and that is equal to 16. 8 squared means 8 by 8. It means there are 8 squares by 8 square. So 8 is the row wise, 8 column wise. So it is 8 by 8. Sorry, this is row wise and these are the column wise. So 8 by 8, which is 64. Then we have a question, find the factors of the number represented below. Now what is this number? And they are asking, is it a squared number? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 rows and 6 columns. So this is a squared number, 6 by 6, which is 36. So this is called 6 squared. So the squared number is 36 is the answer. This is our squared number. We call it 6 squared, and 36 is a squared number because 36 is obtained by the square of 6. Then we have a question, complete the table below. 7 square, that means it is 7 by 7, and that is equal to 49. Here we have this number. We have to write here a number whose power square we are taking. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 4 squared because it is 4 by 4. So 4 by 4, which is equal to 16. Then we have a question, match the calculation. So here is a word form given. 9 squared, 10 squared and 8 squared. So 9 squared, 10 squared and 8 squared. 9 squared means 9 by 9, which is 81. 10 square is 10 by 10, which is 100. 8 squared is 8 by 8, which is 64. So now we can easily match. 8 squared is 64, 9 squared is 81 and 10 squared is 100. Then we have a question, 3 squared. 3 squared means 3 by 3 and that is equal to 9. 81 is multiplication of which two numbers? We can give as a squared numbers. It is 9 by 9 because we know 81 is a squared number. 25 is also a squared number and it can be written as 5 times 5. 2 squared means it is 2 square, which is 2 by 2 and that is equal to 4. Keep practicing all the squared numbers from 1 to 100. Please remember, when I say 2 squared equal to 4, so 4 is a squared number, not 2. When we square 2, we get a squared number which is 4, and so on. So keep practicing the square numbers once again. Thank you.